Hello everyone, Razorblade Mango here. Just wanted to put this little quick anecdote in here. At the beginning of this video I mentioned that this is going to be like one long video with both Bethesda and EA in there. But two reasons I decided to split them up. One, because the EA rant I think is good enough to do as its own separate video, and I now want to do the conferences each as one separate video so you guys don't have to go through like a big, huge, hour-long thing. You can just watch them at your own pace. Watch them in whatever order you want. So I'm going to change that. And number two, I tried recording the Bethesda one, and in the middle of it, my dog walked in and started barking up a storm. And I wasn't really liking the way it was going. I was kind of stuttering and missing a lot of stuff, so I just didn't like it. Scrapped that recording of it. So here it is. I present my unfiltered rant about EA's really, really bad E3 conference, so enjoy! Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here, and I am here to talk about the first two conferences that happened today. I just finished watching the Bethesda conference, and EA was a few hours earlier, so let's get started. Let's talk about them. Well, I guess I'll get EA out of the way first, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. EA's conference was a pile of shit. EA's conference was one of the worst fucking conferences I have ever seen at E3, like, personally witnessed. I know people will argue that, things like the infamous Mr. Caffeine Ubisoft conference, or the, what the hell is his name? The guy that was in Son of the Mask 2, whatever the fuck his name is, whatever. Jamie Kennedy, that fucking guy. He's the one that did, I think, an Activision conference a while back, a long time ago, and he bombed. So, I mean, people will argue that there have been worse conferences, and EA's is not going to go down in, notoriously bad. But for me, it was fucking boring and lifeless and did nothing it promised. Nothing, not a goddamn thing. It was one of the most longest hours I have ever been through. So I guess I'll start chronologically. The first thing they talked about was Titanfall 2, which Titanfall 2 it looks like the first Titanfall, except the robot now talks. That's pretty much my impression of Titanfall 2. I mean, it wasn't bad. It didn't look, terrible or boring or anything. It was just very, I guess, generic. It was just very generic. And I know, and then people that don't like... okay, I'll put it this way. If you liked the original Titanfall and you liked everything that had to offer, great. The trailer is going to make you happy. If you didn't really care about the first Titanfall and are not looking for anything, really special from it, you're not seeing anything really special from it, then the trailer's not really going to change your mind, except you're going to go, oh, well, these mechs can talk now. Why wasn't that in the first game? So, I guess the mechs can talk now. They're like Transformers, apparently. So, I mean, that could be something interesting, but I didn't see it in the conference, so I ain't going to talk about it. So multiplayer looks pretty much the same. Single player, it looks like Titanfall. It's Titanfall. So, take it or leave it. That's pretty much what EA was doing. Here, Titanfall, take it or leave it. Kaboom, right there. So, second thing they went on to was Madden 17. Which, look, I like football. I like playing football, both actually playing football, and I like playing football on my... I have one of the old Maddens from back in the day, I think it was 2005 or 2006 for the PlayStation 2. I still like playing it. It's a lot of fun. But man, EA, when they market these sports games, they know how to turn them into the most boring things ever. So thank God they didn't talk about any other sports games besides the most popular ones, which are definitely Madden and FIFA. But they started with Madden, and they went on and on about, we're going to have Pro League Madden players, and it was just... so uninteresting for me personally. I was just making fun of the whole thing. I was like, this is just. I had to make fun of it to myself. I wasn't even like. I mean, I was talking to somebody, but I wasn't like. I was just so bored that I had to make fun of it to stay awake. I had to. In order to keep my brain just actively engaged in what they were trying to talk about, I had to make fun of it. I had to talk shit about it. And it just, it was just so fucking boring. I'm sorry, I'm gonna use that word a lot. Boring, lazy. This whole fucking conference felt like they just pulled it out of their ass at the last second and slapped it together. Because I mean, I'll get more into details of stuff that really, really disappointed me with what they were going to show. So, but I don't expect much when EA talks about Madden, so I guess I shouldn't at all be surprised that I found nothing of interest from the Madden stuff. It just did nothing for me, and I'm sorry if you're a football guy and it pisses you off to hear me say that, but it's true. Every time the sports marathon pops up for an EA conference, I just tune out. I just go, fuck it. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Whatsoever. I still remember ball physics. I think it was like 2014, where they talked about, oh, look at the ball physics on NBA 15, NBA Live 15. Oh, the ball physics. Look at them dreadlock physics. Oh, look at that shit. Look at those dreadlocks. And I'm just like, okay, guys, okay. You like your dreadlock physics, that's pretty obvious, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about your dreadlock physics, and I don't give a shit about your after school special FIFA 17 story mode following some kid that I don't give two shits about. So, fuck it, I'm not gonna go in chronological order, who gives a fuck? I'll just get FIFA 17 out of the way. FIFA 17 was just more of the fucking Frostbite engine, which that's pretty much the only impression I got from FIFA. It was like FIFA, the exact same fucking thing, except now we have some story mode with some guy that popped up on stage, and I had no fucking idea who he was, and he's going to play for, I think it was Manchester United he was going to go play for, which, good luck with that, buddy. And then it was like, they got like a top pro FIFA manager in there, or football or soccer manager in there, and they were talking about that, and it was like when Pele came on last year, and Pele is a great player. Pele's got my mad respect for me for that, but he does not belong anywhere on a conference stage. He was and that was an all right conference last year. This year, it's a significant nosedive from that shit. So FIFA 17 was just a bunch of, football story corner, some cameos, and more, Frostbite engine porn, I guess. Which, I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't see a fucking difference between the Frostbite engine. I mean, someone will probably do like a high-tech analysis of what's different, but I ain't seeing any differences between what I saw with FIFA 16, 15, 14, and what I see with it now. Like, what I see with FIFA 17 with the Frostbite engine, to me, it looks like the exact same thing as all the other games. It literally does. I don't spot the difference at all with my naked eye. I mean, someone will probably prove me wrong with that, like that in-depth tech analysis, like I said, but to the naked eye, it looks like fucking FIFA 14. It looks like the exact same fucking game. So, I don't care. And I gave FIFA 16 a chance last year. Didn't care for it. I thought it was pretty much the exact same game as FIFA 14. So, no. I'm sorry. No. I'm not falling for it this year. No thank you. And then they moved on to Mass Effect Andromeda. And then just immediately went past it again, which that was, I guess that was going to be one of the big things they were talking about. They were talking a good line about how, oh, we're going to show plenty of Mass Effect Andromeda, it's going to look so good, Mass Effect Andromeda. And they did the exact same fucking thing this year that they did back in 2014 with that and then when they brought up Mass Effect, and I was like, oh, finally, something interesting. As soon as they said, oh, let's do a behind the scenes video, and we can't wait to show you more shit in the fall, I went, fuck you. Fuck you, EA. Fuck you, BioWare. And fuck your Frostbite engine. blow it up your ass. This shit, they did the exact same shit as 2 years ago when the game was first getting announced. And now 2 years later, when the release date is going to be early next year, what do? They pull a fucking Star Wars Battlefront at E3 last year, or 2 years ago, the exact same thing, and they went, oh, well, we're just going to show you stuff in the fall. So here's some brief stuff, not even gameplay, here's some brief stuff with some behind the scenes shit in there. And it was fucking useless. Why the fuck did they even bother talking about Mass Effect Andromeda? I don't even know what the fuck the main character's first name is. I don't even know what the story is. I don't even know any of the characters. Like, nothing. And this game is supposed to come out early next year? Fucking Fallout, fucking, like, Horizon Zero Dawn. I know who the main character's first name is. I knew who the main character's first name was back in 2015, summer 2015, when they showed that game off. That game's coming in February 2017. And you're fucking telling me that you have fucking teased Mass Effect Andromeda for 2 years now, and I don't even know the character's first name. I don't even know what the hell's the story about. Thanks. Thanks a lot, EA. Thanks. And I know I said, well, I don't really care about Mass Effect Andromeda, I'm not excited. I don't. I'm honestly, I still have yet to see a reason to get excited for Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm sorry, like, I just don't, I don't have much interest in it right now. I'd like to be, but I'm just not seeing it, and EA pulling shit like that ain't gonna get me interested anytime soon. So me ranting about this is mainly just for, you know, the Mass Effect fans, especially a friend of mine who's a huge Mass Effect fan, and he was like, "Fuck!" Like he was disappointed that they didn't show anything because, and you would assume that they would because one, it's E3 and you show shit at E3, and two, they talked about it so much, and three, they released all these fucking promotional art like, "Oh, here we go, we're gonna talk about Mass Effect," and boom, they didn't. They just showed again behind the scenes of nothing. Of just in-engine shit. So thanks. Thanks a lot, EA. Really, really nice there, guys. Fuck. Do I even want to keep going? You guys get it. I fucking hated this conference. I thought it was insulting. Like, for me, for somebody who's not even excited about a lot of their games, I gotta be honest, I was not, I mean, there were only, like, very minute things that I was interested in. So I guess we'll move on from that to that useless fucking Star Wars sizzle reel that they did, which the only thing I learned from that is that the Visceral game that I'm interested in ain't gonna come out until 2018, which, I mean, should be a good thing because they've been working on it for a long time, and it shows that they're not rushing that shit out the door like Battlefront. But why was that even there? Why was that Star Wars sizzle reel even there? Why? Couldn't they have just done that? Couldn't they have just shown off extensive gameplay of the Bespin expansion for Battlefront, or fucking the Death Star expansion, or something? Why do we need to see behind the scenes footage of Respawn's game, of Visceral's game, of BioWare's game, of whatever the bajillion Star Wars games that they're gonna fucking crank out? And then they talked about, oh, well, you know, who this drunk ass spokesperson talking like she didn't give a shit about Star Wars, which at that point I wouldn't fucking blame her, but she was just like, oh, well, yeah, we've got, you know, Star Wars, the old heroes, and we've got Knights of the Old Republic, or Old Republic, whatever the fuck it's called, and we got Star Wars Battlefront, and then coming next year we're gonna have the next installment in Star Wars Battlefront, because you guys, because we're so good at listening to fan feedback that we might include the stuff that you wanted in the first Battlefront, so keep an eye out for that. Excuse me, I'm gonna pass out because I'm drunk. And that's exactly what she fucking sounded like during the whole fucking conference. It was a bunch of bullshit. So that sizzle reel was basically just, hey, here's some very, very minor teasers of Star Wars stuff coming until 2020. Give us your money now, please. So, Jesus Christ, this conference, man, fuck this. This is fucking bullshit. And then we moved on to a new thing where EA's like, oh, well, EA, we made this new thing because of the success of Unravel, which I'm not going to knock Unravel. Unravel's a good game. I like Unravel. So we're going to have EA Originals. So we're going to have smaller teams making these kind of games that you like, the cute and cuddly stuff. So we're going to have another one of these called Fee, which is like I think it looked kind of like an old school platformer with some like new weird little gameplay elements to it. It reminded me a lot of if you mixed Ori and the Blind Forest, the arts, like the color palette of that, mixed with the smoothness of Journey, mixed with like Jak and Daxter. It looked interesting, and that was like literally I was like, and then when I saw that I was like, huh? What? Like I like perked up like a dog when you say cookie. So I was like, okay, this actually looks interesting. Finally, something that is worthy of my attention, something that I can see myself actually playing and enjoying. So that was all right. And then the grand finale, it was just a Battlefield 1 teaser. It wasn't even, and I'm not counting that like 64 player match that they showed off, which that actually looked fucking cool. That kind of shit makes me more excited for the game. But this like in-engine teaser thing, like they did at the Star Wars Celebration with Battlefront when they revealed that, I mean, it looks cool, but it's not how the game's gonna play. So I don't even know why they bothered with this conference. I really don't. Why didn't they just say, oh, we're not going to do a conference this year. We're just going to release some trailers on the internet. Why waste everybody's time with this bullshit conference? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it, EA. I don't get it. I just thought it was fucking crap. And I fucking hated it. It wasn't worthy to kiss my ass. It was so stupid. It was insulting. Like I said, it was insulting because it had potential. They could have shown off some really cool stuff. But instead, they chose to make it about, like, oh, look at us. We're EA. We've got some stuff in the pipeline that we're not going to show you, that we're just going to drag our feet showing you guys. But you guys came here for Mass Effect Andromeda? Well, I guess we're not gonna show that. I guess we'll show a little bit of that. Oh, you guys came here for some actual FIFA 17 gameplay? Well, I mean, I guess we could show you what it looks like in the Frostbite engine. Nothing from the game, of course. Just rendered CG stuff from the engine. Oh, you came here for Battlefield 1? Oh, well, I guess you can stay afterwards for the 64 player stream, I guess. I mean, why are we watching this conference? Why? Isn't a conference supposed to be like where you reveal the cool shit and not pull this, oh, well, wait until next fall to see cool stuff? At least in Bethesda's conference when they said, hey, we'll have more info to show at like QuakeCon or whatever, they showed shit for the game, right? They showed stuff. And it wasn't games that we already knew about. It was games like world premiere stuff that they go, oh, we'll see you next year. I mean, not see you next year. See you guys at QuakeCon. See you guys whenever. We're going to show more stuff then. At least they showed something that they never showed us before. This stuff, we've known about for years. We've known about Mass Effect Andromeda for 2 years now. How dare you come onto the stage and go, oh, well, I guess we'll see you in the fall. It's like, motherfucker, this is what this is what E3 is for. Are you fucking kidding me? That shit that you're supposed to show that you're gonna show in the fall, that should be here right now. That should be right fucking now. I'm wasting a goddamn hour watching this bullshit. I want my goddamn time to be rewarded. So fuck you. Fuck you, EA. That actually made me really nervous about this E3 because I was like, please, God, I hope the next conferences are not that bad. Please, dear Jesus. Please, no. I'm very concerned. Very, very concerned right now. So if I were to give EA's conference any kind of grade, it'd be a D. It'd be a D. It's not getting an F. It's not getting a D- just because the stuff for Fee looked cool. stuff for Battlefield 1, even though it wasn't an actual fucking gameplay thing. I mean, it looked interesting. It was better than most of the other crap they showed. But yeah, it was terrible. It was a fucking disappointment. I'm very, and I don't know why I expected anything huge from EA, but I expected better than this. I hoped for better than this, and I didn't fucking get it. So you need to get your fucking act together, EA, when it comes to these conferences. So next year, if you do your little EA Play thing, don't even bother doing a conference, because it ain't gonna be worth it. And you probably won't have shit to show. So don't bother. Please. Fuck off.